What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. If I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It's the Monday Mayhem Warriors. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter. I'm Sorgy Drip Drip, ready to give you all the wrestling feelings and emotions on the show. As we say, this is not a wrestling recap show. This is a wrestling therapy show as we deal with Monday night. Although it's getting better, it gets better. It gets better when you switch the channel from USA Network on Mondays. But also with us to help out with this is Mikey Drip Drip, Mad Mike in Beacon, New York. Do I just keep using it? Is that how we do this?
I don't think that's necessarily how you use it, Sorg. Usually when you have a specialized outfit, that's when you're like that's when you're rocking the drip.
I have no drip. I got a chain, but it's like, more sentimental. But
the only drip I have right now is post-nasal drip. That's pretty much.
Oh, I got that too, dude.
That's all.
Like, there you go. There's my drip right there. Like
okay,
that.
there you go.
Like that. I got a chain. I'm good.
Yeah, that's
good.
fair.
Like I said, mostly sentimental, but I'm not.
All right. So
hold on.
I was gonna watch the Penguins tonight instead of Raw.
Okay.
The Penguins decided, no, we want to be worse than Raw tonight.
Oh, jeez.
So after the second period, I turned off. I turned on Raw. And then from the majority of Raw, I played Pokemon Snap.
Well, that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
I mean, honestly, caught some good Pokemon, via a viewfinder and a camera.
20 years later, we're still getting a video game where we take pictures
Sorg,
of fictitious.
It's a fantastic game.
I know, dude. Can you still peg Pikachu with apples? Because that's all.
Yes.
Because it was just my brother had it, and Chachi and I just sat there and we're like, we're just gonna keep knocking out Pikachu until he falls over.
Do you want to know the coolest thing I've done so far? So Gengar now travels through walls.
I don't know what that means.
Gengar is a ghost Pokemon, Sorg.
Okay, I probably know that from Pokemon.
Yes,
Go.
you do. Yeah,
Go.
you do.
Yes.
So Gengar travels through walls, but if you bop him with an apple or a ball, he leaves, but he was out of the wall long enough to get the attention of another Pokemon I lured over there. Mm-hmm. The other Pokemon who's like one of the spiky head dinosaurs, he pulled the Daffy Duck and ran into the wall, and Gengar left, so he knocked himself unconscious.
Jeez.
It was great.
Let's probably bring it around to wrestling. We will be talking about other things like Mortal Kombat, the movie, and
we're going to be talking about so much.
Maybe there's some. I didn't know the announcements since I've been on a plane all day. But we also have with us delivering the hard news, the hard wrestling news, the hardcore wrestling news, if you will. Mainstream Matt is with us of JustProWrestlingNews.com. Yes.
Yes, indeed. I am here once again.
There you go. Excuse me. I'm trying to figure out. My headphones are a little off. I don't know if I have something misadjusted or I still have sand in them from the desert. Excuse me.
I have no snare in my headphones.
No snare in my headphones. Turn me up. Turn me up. Yes, just got off the plane a few hours ago from Arizona. I could not find.
With a dream and a card again.
What's that?
You hopped off the plane. Miley Cyrus?
Did not find wrestling goodness, but I did find something called a Sonora hot dog.
Oh yeah, I heard those are good.
Oh
Are those good?
my, the eating in Arizona is good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, hopefully, if anybody knows around not the 15th, but the weekend after that, if anybody knows any good wrestling shows going down in Louisville here in about 3 weeks, please let me know. Anyways, I am vaccinated up and ready to watch some dirty wrestling. Anyways, so what are we starting with tonight?
We are starting.
I've got the perfect thing to start with.
I love they're like
Okay, Matt, you go first, and I'll follow up.
This just in, I can reveal nice Sorg. We got to start with you. This is a show. This is all for you. You're the one who flew in, so I've got the match for tomorrow night. I know Danny Limelight's opponent tomorrow night on Dark.
Jesus Christ.
Are you ready, Sorg?
I'm listening.
Tomorrow night on AEW Dark,
Mhm.
live on
Yes.
YouTube.
Not live.
Live.
Danny
Not
Limelight.
really.
Shut up. Danny Limelight will take on one half of Top Flight, Dante Martin. Be there. Aloha.
Yes. Also, in other Danny Limelight news, he is fully vaccinated. No,
Danny Limelight's fully vaccinated.
or maybe it's the first.
Goddamn.
No. He got his first shot. He got his first
okay.
shot, I think.
Well,
I
once
wanna
he's fully
misreport.
vaxxed, there's nothing stopping him.
No, he'll be everywhere.
Okay.
He'll be in all your backyards.
Oh boy.
He'll be ready to go. Danny
Oh,
Limelight. Yes. Related. Our friends. First, Andrew Palace had a pretty fun match with John Moxley tonight.
Yes,
You see-
Andrew Palace encountered the full psychological warfare of wrestling John Moxley and appeared at one. We'll have to ask him about this once he gets back in town. In fact, he might already be back in town.
I don't know.
But
I don't
we have to
know, man.
ask
I don't
him,
know. He might
did
live in
Moxley-
Jacksonville now.
Did Moxley cause mental paralysis to you during this match? Because it looked like there was a moment where, because Mox was like, he was doing snow angels on the ramp. He was doing some really odd stuff in this match. I don't know exactly if he was like, I wish to speak with Mr. Palace about what
Did
was
he have
going
a
on
hot
during
dog
this.
cart with mustard?
No.
Okay.
No.
So not the oddest stuff he's done.
I'm talking about it's odd stuff from Moxley. I'm not talking about that other guy, that past incarnation. But we also had the main event, not being called the main event on Dark Elevation, and protected booking on Elevation tonight.
Yeah.
Where they didn't just get beat by
The
Private Party.
Private Party, they're looking good. There was a dude. They were dropping all like they were talking them up, and they were dropping all kinds of extra stats on them. I matched with Match Carlins, and I'm not gonna ask them this, but you can't convince me because they're not gonna tell me. They're not gonna tell me anything. They don't tell me shit. You can't convince me those guys aren't getting signed to AEW. You can't convince me that's not gonna happen. They're set up for it. They're bigger than most of the roster. It's just ready made for them. So, and they look amazing. And dude, both those dudes, and of course, I know from the Instagrams, but both those guys look good. Like they've been putting in some work over the last year, and they look, not that they looked too shabby before, but holy shit. So
They're ready to rock.
they are ready. They are ready.
Gannon got in his whisper in the wind.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I don't think that's what he calls it,
chat
but
room was exploding for it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
people are fired up.
And that's the
I love
thing.
it because it's a real shame that it's taken this long for the world to get to know the main event.
Oh yeah.
But even people who've never seen them before, they're in the chats tonight and they're like, "Oh my god, where were they hiding these people?" And I'm like, "They're hiding in Western Pennsylvania.
Yes.
That's where all the good wrestlers
Yes.
are hiding.
Yes.
Not just Western PA, but you get it. Like the tri-
And for internal plug, please go to the IndieWrestling.us YouTube page. There's a lot of their matches. They're up there from the last several years. Some really good stuff. Actually, they had a really great match, not on there, but on VOD, Conquest Pro Wrestling Conquest. I'm sorry. They had a great match against Ace Austin and Madman Fulton of Impact Wrestling. Just last month, I think it was, that we filmed that. So go. That's really really fun. No, and this is what it is. I mean, we've been seeing bits from these other parts of the country. That's why I love Dark. It's like it's like bringing the indie show to me, right? But you know, with better production, in most cases, and you know, you're kind of seeing a best of the indies at this point, because they really are like even if it's just, hey, these people are going to roll through here and be here for like 4 weeks or whatever, you know, it's still like you're seeing a lot, and now these names you're picking up in other places, you know, and then you never know who's going to become the next Danny Limelight.
Yeah,
or
Nick
Nick Camarado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's like once they establish the pipeline, like everyone comes through.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you've got like you had like that pipeline from Thunder Rosa's training school and promotion out there in Texas, and next thing you know, like all of them could just come funneling in, like the whole gang.
Yeah.
And now it's happening from Western PA, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
What happens?
Absolutely. I think a lot of the people we know, we're not going to be able to get on the show very soon. So I don't know. AEW is probably a different story, but I mean, we still have a Ring of Honor TV champion come through on our couch every once in a while. So I'm used to people getting signed, and that means
Sorg, what you mean to say is we're used to giving these young kids the rub.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. It's called a Mayhem bump for a reason.
Yes.
National TV wrestling stars are born here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know. Oh, and speaking of Ring of Honor, there's a new TV champion in Ring of Honor, Sorg. Do you want to hear about this?
I heard a little bit about this. I'm excited for some of the women's debuts last week.
Right.
Actually.
Tony Deppen beat Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. The chat is going nuts about Marvel. We should get on the Marvel.
I was gonna say
we have so much wrestling.
All they're talking
that's
about.
Later in the show.
Here's the thing.
I don't even know the announcements.
Sorg doesn't know what happened.
No, I don't.
All right, well,
we'll
Mad Mike better take the floor then.
No. We
can't
can't get that. That's it. We actually try to be a wrestling podcast for the first half of it.
We just talked about wrestling.
Sorg, the way we do this is one thing wrestling, one thing fun.
Okay.
Wrestling,
here's what we're going to do.
Fun.
We have a new update to the Forbidden Door Crazy Wall. But before we get to that, Mad Mike, I'm going to traffic cop this a little bit. Mad Mike, I understand you have a Lego update.
Oh, I do, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we have to talk about. But I mean, I'm working on the astronomy tower. So it came...
I love he pulls it from like both sides of the camera.
Yeah,
and it connects.
Yeah, they connect. This is the little herbology room with the mandrakes. You can actually pull each of them up. I'm not going to do that because it's difficult to do it on camera. And here's a classroom. It's lovely.
Jeez.
But Sorg. So Marvel, because it's right before, you know.
No, we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. I promised a Lego update, then we're going to talk about the Forbidden Wall.
Well, then I guess we throw back to Matt.
This jet lag is he's gotten mean.
What?
He doesn't even know what time it is.
I don't know what time it is.
The thing is, he doesn't even know what the Marvel thing is.
I know.
Seriously, for all he knows, it's the biggest thing that's happened.
Because once he hears about what it is, he's going to be, well, why didn't we fucking start the show?
Listen.
After
listen.
Danny
Last
Limelight,
night, here's why I messed up. And literally, I didn't know what time zone I was until Sunday night. I got in Thursday. Okay, I was in Arizona. I'm in Tucson. I drove through Arizona. I thought I knew what the deal was, like back in November. I drove through it twice. I thought I knew what was going on. Okay. Thankfully, I didn't have a live show to do over the weekend. So I'm sitting there, and 11 and Dawn, Joey Moses, and Tito Oric with Prospect Pro Wrestling they dropped an announcement supposedly at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, it's 5:30. That doesn't make sense. I thought I was in Mountain Time Zone. And they're talking about it was a half an hour ago, and I was like, oh, it's coming up 8 o'clock. And I'm like, this doesn't. And finally, I had to ask Siri what time it is back home. And a quick Google search lets me know that daylight saving time doesn't exist in Arizona, apparently. And I was like, I didn't know I was in Tina time. Okay? And that's why I couldn't find the beginning of SmackDown on Friday night and gave up. It was a lot, okay? And everything is full of sand, and everything, and plants are trying to kill me, and I couldn't find a scorpion for Sean Phoenix. But it was a good weekend. What were we talking about?
Marvel.
No! Forbidden Wall. Forbidden Wall.
I tried, Mike. I tried.
I know.
I tried.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Trying to point us in the right direction. All right, here we go. Sorga, do you have the graphic? We need graphic assistance here.
I
so
do.
everyone
Super.
can see.
This is the part that the audio podcasters love. Don't worry, we'll be posting this. But we have an update. There it is for our video friends.
Yeah, brought to you by the set designers for every Hollywood movie that features someone with a conspiracy theory. We bring you the Forbidden Door flow chart.
it looks like Sonya Blade figuring out the history of Mortal Kombat.
Dude, when they got to that part in Mortal Kombat, I'm like, this looks familiar.
But Matt, it's already out of date.
Why is that?
I don't see a Mr. Andrade Cien Almas.
Well, which other promotion is Andrade in? He's attached to AAA, but that's about it for now.
Did you hear who he challenged?
Yeah, I heard who he challenged.
He challenged somebody.
That should be on the fucking board.
He's challenged. Listen here. I knew you were going to try to jump on my board.
Do you need to explain the board again?
No, I'm going to tell you. I'll explain it to him as I would a child. You see, Andrade is tied to AAA. He wants to challenge for the AAA Mega Championship.
Currently held by
Kenny Omega. This has nothing to do with AEW. It only concerns Kenny Omega. When Andrade shows up on AEW, then we'll put him on the board. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, let's go through some of the other...
Listen, there are rules to our crazy wall, Mike.
All right, I guess.
Although we need to start using different color string probably in the near future.
Red string is textbook crazy wall.
All right.
Set design, Sorg.
It's your project. All right,
new additions.
Okay,
all right, I'll just go through the new additions here.
Okay. Now, and we got
El Phantasmo from New Japan is showing up on Impact on Thursday.
Yes.
Didn't see that one coming, but awesome. I'm here for it because ELP is amazing. So we'll look forward to that. The fella down there with the blue background, that's Yuji Nagata.
Oh, the one that has the name in Japanese?
Honestly, you should have WCW next to him.
Maybe. I should have a Nitro card on here.
You really should.
Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice, has apparently flown all the way in from Japan to fight Jon Moxley. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
Okay.
The IWGP United States Championship will be defended on Dynamite.
By the way, I found the Zoom feature. Sorry about that, guys.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
This is needed.
And also, you will notice right behind Yuji Nagata, Danny Limelight.
There he is.
Who's also working the AEW in New Japan.
So he's in the same pin with Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, he's in the same pin as Kenta.
So he's in this whole he's in this whole quadrant.
I'm running out of push pins.
And there's El Phantasmo connected again to New Japan, and one of the best things going on along with Finn Juice, also connected over here to Impact Wrestling.
So you'll notice
Finn Juice hasn't showed up on AEW, so I don't know why they're on the big board.
What?
Because they showed up because they're in New Japan and they're in Impact. That's the crossover.
This isn't all about AEW
things. Matt, I don't think you understand the concept that we're going for here. You seem to have convinced yourself this is some sort of AEW-centric exercise. That's not what this is. We are trying to trace these talent flow between organizations in the world of professional wrestling to find out what is the true nexus of this forbidden door.
Excuse me.
Fun zone.
You're either Nexus or you're against us.
I'm Nexus.
There you go.
Just for the record.
Well, also, despite Tony Khan declaring himself the Forbidden Door, that doesn't mean he has control of the Forbidden Door. And you know how you I was trying to think of a good thing, but I was thinking of Ghostbuster 2's concept, but that doesn't apply here. But you know when the bad guy opens up the door, and then like in Hellboy, like you control the door, but then you can't control what comes through it. That's what's happening here, and that's why we need a crazy wall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of once everyone realized that the door was there and that they could all go through it, now they they're just doing it.
Okay.
So it's,
Okay,
yeah, it's
now,
out
so-
of hand now.
All right. So what other
Where
updates
are
do we have
Where are
here?
we here?
We-
Let's move over. All right, let's talk about Deonna Purrazzo. Let's
Hey,
go
look
down
there.
lower right there.
Yeah.
Deonna Purrazzo, the Impact Knockouts champion, showed up on the AAA Rey de Reyes show over the weekend
Huh.
and challenged their women's champion
Huh.
to a title versus title match.
And I think choked her out, didn't she?
There might have been some fisticuffs.
Okay. All right.
And wants to fight her at Triple Mania. Don't ask me when Triple Mania is.
I was trying to figure that
Knows
out.
when it is.
Really? Like
I'm going to guess it's in roughly enough time for Andrade to get there and be able to wrestle.
Yeah, for sure.
There
They're
you go.
probably
There you go.
figuring out. Actually, since it's Mexico, they are probably trying to play the waiting game with whatever COVID-related nonsense they've got going on down there.
I think
So
they're
that's
still
what's going on.
close.
So,
They're still
so the
close.
AAA card there is getting a lot of work. You also notice that Black Taurus is tied to AAA. He won a title in AAA
Oh.
at that Rey de Reyes show also. And Laredo Kid, who is triple connected, Sorg.
Wait, where's he at? Oh, he's at the
Laredo
bottom.
Kid
Okay.
is the last guy down there.
Yes.
Not only is he tied to AAA, he's done some stuff in MLW. Not all of it is acknowledged by AAA, but he
Okay.
has done some things in MLW.
Okay.
And he's also done some things in AEW, so I had to
What?
run a string all the
Oh,
way
wait,
across
wait.
the board,
All the way
back up
across
there.
the board to AEW. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're following this along pretty good.
And who else is those are kind of like the highlights.
Okay.
Then you got your usual, you got your NWA / New Japan Strong Gang with Fred Rosser and Kratos and Clearwater.
there's the
Fred
Nexus.
Rosser.
There's the
has been-
Nexus.
Yeah, Fred Rosser has been awesome on
We
Strong.
found him.
He's one of the best things about that show.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got that Ring of Honor New Japan gang with Bateman and Dickinson and Brody King, and that's always there. I just wanted to point out, in conclusion, Lois is the key. But
Am I too soon?
am I too
I'm
soon?
too soon. Girl Scout takeover, right?
That's your newly updated
All right.
conspiracy big board.
All right.
Now, this is a legit question. Legit question. Would Chris Jericho being on the Stone Cold podcast count towards this?
Oh, that's a good question. I hadn't even really thought about that.
Oh.
But
Because I feel like
maybe
that
we'll see if
is
it happens
kind
again.
of.
I kind of created my own. Yeah, we always get to that. Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Okay.
Can we start?
Interesting. Maybe I should do
Like, I
that.
feel like it goes under the podcast line of things.
But it was on Peacock.
It was on P.
It was on the cock.
Maybe I should make a peacock card.
So you want to make a cock card?
Crazy.
You said it, not me.
Okay. Alrighty.
yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Speaking of cock cards, let's talk about Raw.
Oh damn! I was gonna transition to the Marvel announcement, but
Well,
okay.
no,
What
we have
happened?
to
No,
at
no.
least-
So what
we have
happened
to
on Raw?
at least mention one or two things that did happen on
What did
Raw.
Tina miss?
Oh, Sorg. All right.
It looked like
Sorg,
same
I
old,
know-
same old.
I
all
know
night
you're
long.
not into sports ball.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
I know you're not into sports ball.
No.
But
I've wholly rejected it over the last
if
5
I
years.
had to grade the trade that WWE has done,
Did it trade?
kinda. Peyton Royce, Billy Kay,
Mm-hmm.
and Mickey James, all gone. And in return, Raw got Mansoor and Eva Marie.
Ah. Wait. Did they get Eva Marie?
Yes.
She came back tonight?
Yes.
There's a hype video.
Oh.
Of her
She
standing.
was laying seductively on the hood of a car.
Well,
It
you
was-
know,
I believe it was a Porsche.
go with your strengths.
And, and the woman who categorized all red everything
Mm-hmm.
now has pink hair. So I'm sorry, Liv Morgan. Best of luck on your future endeavors. Probably. I don't know.
I didn't even know Liv Morgan had pink hair. So
I'm pretty sure she still does. She might have blonde hair now. I don't know. But
I mean, they're never on TV. so
they're
how would
never
you
on
know?
TV, so I
I think
wouldn't
it's
know.
blonde. I saw
The,
her.
the only fucking legitimate tag team that they have in the company, the Riot Squad, is not on television.
I don't know why I'm watching the Eva Marie video and I'm just expecting to pan up and she's eating a hamburger. I don't know why. Is that a Carl Shitter commercial? Are we doing that?
Now, see, if it was just an elaborate,
it's a Hardee's commercial
it's
without the burger.
It's an elaborate Sonic commercial.
What is happening?
No, it's perfect. That's
the
so
only thing
funny.
I'll say about this, it looks like she's gonna be fed right to Alexa Bliss, which I'm okay with.
Yo, the Alexa Bliss promos are getting twisted.
That's
What
what
the
Alexa. I'm
fuck?
pretty sure that's what Alexa meant when she said Lily's favorite color is red, and did a big old Agatha Harkness wink to camera.
I don't
Like,
what is this? Why is she? Man, those heels gotta scratch the paint. What is happening? Also, I just watched the first two Fast and the Furiouses back to back last week, so I got some other vibes going on in my head. But
Too Family, Too Furious.
Evolution? Are you serious?
And yet we won't get an Evolution 2 on the cock. We won't get that.
Nope.
Jeez. Okay.
But yeah.
Ask me about Mansoor.
Mainstream Matt, I understand Mansoor was signed to Raw.
He showed up out of nowhere, Sorg.
Yes.
I'm sure you've been asking yourself, what's Mansoor been up to over the last 2.5 years while he hasn't been on Raw or SmackDown? I'll tell you what he's been busy doing, winning a whole hell of a lot of matches.
Oh.
Mansoor has been on a 49-match winning streak
Where?
dating back to 2019.
Okay.
Mansoor showed up on Raw.
Yeah.
Mansoor signed his contract. Mansoor got a match against Sheamus. Things were going how you would expect. It was a match between two people who know how to wrestle. Humberto Carrillo shows up, attacks Sheamus. That's a disqualification. Now, you've watched a lot of wrestling. Who wins
have.
that match?
Sheamus.
Not the fans.
Sheamus. Who lost?
Mansoor.
Mansoor. The streak is over.
The streak is dead. Long live the streak.
Streak is over.
Streak is over. Long live the streak.
I mean, it did, but it didn't really. Like you don't have to Goldberg him.
you
But,
can at least.
I mean,
you can
you
at least.
had a nice. You had a nice little thing.
You
You
can
had
at
this
least
nice little
Tatanka
thing.
him.
You didn't even.
You
Yeah,
can at least Tatanka him.
him.
Yeah.
I agree. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent way
I don't get it.
to put that, man.
I don't
You
get
had
it.
this thing. You didn't even want it, but it was there. It's here. It's in your hand now. Do something useful with it. Nope.
Just
You could have WrestleMania backlashed him. Just feed him to Sheamus.
you know,
An
you know,
intriguing U.S. title challenger.
Matt, you know,
Just-
I know, Mike. We talk about a lot here about like, logic in wrestling,
Oh yeah.
and
And
when I
our
go
ever
from
loving
a
search for it.
very, I would say, simple wrestling show conceptually, from AEW's Dark Elevation on Mondays to what is happening on Raw. It is, and as if things weren't glowingly like bad before, it just, it's. I was watching the shows tonight with wife of the show, spending some quality time.
I don't know if that's quality time necessarily. I
Well,
think-
no, she most
I
actually
put out a suggestion of something
I-
much better to watch
you
during
did.
the first hour and a half of Raw.
You did. Now, I want to point out, she stuck around for the majority of Dark Elevation. It helped that friends we know and haven't, and
Well,
she
yeah,
hadn't seen
obviously.
for a while.
Like,
But
you know,
even
if
beyond
I see my
that-
friends on TV, I'm gonna watch that too.
That's right. But beyond that, although watching Raw, we also see some of our friends on TV. So to be fair, but like, and to be fair, like, we got to the end of AEW and was like, well, I guess I gotta turn on Raw and start working on other wrestling things to keep myself occupied. And she's like, yeah, I'm checking out.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
So it was like 2 minutes of Raw, and she was like,
I don't blame
not
her at
happening,
all.
not happening. And she's like, and potentially she's the audience as a not hardcore. I don't want to follow all the things. Remind me what's going on. That was the thing is, and I mentioned on Twitter, I tried to watch SmackDown. I was like, okay, I damn time zones. I found the beginning of SmackDown. And I was like, okay, because I knew there was this match coming up later, and I caught a little bit of it because there was like a replay thing going on my app when I was trying to watch it. And I knew it was the Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns thing, which I want to watch. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm watching live. I'm like, all right, cool. Or replay at least. And we got, Bianca Belair. Okay, let's tell you about Bianca Belair. And we are running those, like, you don't know who the fuck Bianca Belair promos is. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I love Bianca Belair. But I don't want to
know who the fuck she is.
But I don't want to be told for the millionth time who she is. I just want to get me to Bianca Belair.
You know what it is, and I think SmackDown's a little bit of a different beast because they were heavily advertising that big match, and Fox does draw a lot more viewers.
So they had a lot of the new eyeball stuff going on.
They do this a lot.
I just can't. And it was just the mood I was in. Not that I was in a bad mood or anything, but I was in the, like, it was a hard day kind of mood.
Well, you lost 1 hour more than you.
I didn't know what time zone I was in. I had a hell of a time getting in on Thursday night.
So basically, Sorg, you weren't thinking fourth dimensional.
I gave up, slept for another 3 hours, and then watched the last half of the Miz documentary at like 1 in the morning.
By the way, how good was that?
It was fucking good. Holy shit. You know?
Honestly, WWE should just be a documentary company.
Jeez, this A&E stuff, man. How long did I get suckered into sticking around to your house after the Impact pay-per-view because they had the fucking not the biographies, but the Find Our Old Shit WWE show.
The Find Our Old Shit show. Yeah, that was
the Find Our Old Shit show.
Fun.
Like, that was like that. It's good stuff. Like, their in-house production stuff has been just on fire lately. When it comes to documentaries and stuff of that nature, it's just. I just it's astonishing. Like, they are and also that they're making even more content for yet another network, which I don't even think is even that's a Discovery network, isn't it? That's not even an NBC network.
Right? I have to check on that.
I was trying to figure it out, but I think it's on its own thing. I think it's under the Discovery Plus now, because I was like, okay, where can I go watch the biography specials and stuff? I'm sure they'll be on WB Peacock Network eventually, since they're WWE stuff, but produced. So I understand from sources that they're internally produced at WWE. I hear. But anyways,
apparently, according to the Wikipedia, A&E is. Wait a second, that might not be correct. Wait, let me scan this. Stand by. I mean, just talking about
Red 5 standing by.
Dark Side of the Ring coming out this week. Brian Pillman is the first thing. And
Alex is in the chat. He said that it's really good. Apparently, they put part of it on YouTube.
I will also put. We haven't officially put this on the website yet, but if you check out our Vimeo page or joedombrowski.com, the Pillman Memorial shows. Tina, you might be interested in this. I think for the first time are being released as a compilation. So, and I know our buddy. I had a piece in putting together the main parts in the DVDs. Not the main parts, but the bulk parts in the DVDs. But some of the stuff, including a new documentary with interviews, including very new interviews from a couch that looks very similar to some of the skits for the Dark Order on being the Elite. Is now available over there, so you can go check that out. We got it over on VOD, purchase and rental if you want to check that out. And that's again from the Les Thatcher area down there in the Cincinnati area with Heartland Wrestling. So, but no, some good stuff. But so, anyways, wrestling all over the place. Did you get the information?
Yeah,
Did I fill enough for you?
I was so shocked I had to double check on this one. A&E is jointly owned by Hearst and Disney, so that makes
what
even less sense.
What? So what is it? Where's that going to end up? It's going to be on my Disney Plus app.
It ends up on the A&E's website. I literally brought it up. I'm going to watch them tonight.
Hearst is like a Sinclair, right? Like
yeah,
they're like
a
conglomerate.
TV station owning conglomerate, and
Okay.
Disney is a
Disney.
a money hungry mouse.
Speaking of money hungry mouse, let's find out what the Marvel
Perfect
announcement
segue.
was.
Sorg. Finally,
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, Cars, we talked about Mansoor tonight. Fucking Mansoor. Can't even Tatanka himself. Anyway,
Thanks for showing up.
yeah, seriously. Way to show up late, Cars. What the fuck? Are you in the wrong time zone too? Jesus. Some people, right? Anyway, Sorg. Do me a quick favor and go to Marvel's Twitter feed.
Well, hold on a minute. Okay, so should I do it over here? Like, just is it at Marvel?
Yeah, it's at Marvel.
Yeah, there's a Twitter tab here. Let's see, Marvel, and it's going to Marvel Entertainment. Okay, should I pull up a visual over here? Whoa, yeah, I've seen the MODOK. It's nothing new.
Sorg, you see that pinned tweet there?
Pin tweet, do may change the vol one thing will never change part of one big thing. Okay, I don't know. I got stuff going on. I shouldn't. Yeah. I shouldn't show too much of this so we don't.
No. I know. You can go back to you. But,
okay.
Sorg,
all right, I'm watching it. All right.
That is the Phase 4.
Phase
trailer.
4 trailer. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Oh wait, hold on. Let me full screen this. Is this a reaction video now? Like we're seeing the old stuff.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely because right now they're showing We Are Groot.
Yeah, We Are Groot. I'm actually right there. I'm in the We Are Groot part. So
yeah,
remember movies.
Remember
Yes.
movies when you used to go and they used to make you cry and have the feels and make you laugh a little bit and not be dark and broody and with the characters that you love and know or new characters that you didn't give a shit about until you saw this movie.
Faster, baby.
And you're like, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's my shit. Whereas 5 years ago, if you're like, Guardians of the Galaxy, what the fuck is that? Captain Marvel, who the fuck is that? Doctor Strange, that's weird. What's
Captain Marvel? I thought he was in DC.
Right? Isn't that Shazam? I don't know. Now you don't give a fuck who Shazam is. You just
Not all of us
got
confused
now
about
in
that.
2020,
Not all of us were confused by that.
Now in 2021, we cry when we hear the simple 3-word phrase "on your left."
On your left.
That's right.
On your left. It changes.
Like,
and this is what it's like when Captain America pulls a fucking Thor hammer that they've been planning that in your head ever since fucking the first 2009 or whatever in the first
Age
Avengers.
of Ultron, baby.
Huh? Age of Ultron. Didn't they teased
No,
it?
Sorg, because remember they had that dick measuring contest?
Oh yeah.
Where Cap went to pick up the hammer.
Well, no, I knew that, but I was wondering if they alluded
Sorg,
to it
now
in the
it's all
original.
new stuff.
Now I got some Black. Okay, I'm in the Black
Sorg,
Widow stuff.
Sorg.
Okay, yeah.
Sorg, do you know how many Marvel movies we have coming out this
Coming
year?
out? Are there currently 22 of them?
Sorg,
already?
Sorg, do you know how many we have coming out this year?
This year?
This year.
Well, they don't. It doesn't start until July. I know.
Yeah, Black Widow's in July. Now you're watching Shang-Chi.
I'm
Shang-Chi
watching
looks
Shang-Chi.
pretty great.
Well, how are
And
you,
Shang-Chi
how are
comes
you
out
synced with me
in
on this?
September.
In September.
Remember how empty it felt?
And now,
when they were
Sorg,
like,
look, it's
what?
the Eternals. It's Angelina Jolie with a fucking sword.
Oh, fuck! It is. How
Yes,
are you synced with me?
and that's
this
in
well?
November.
Okay, Eternals. I'm interested in because I've read some new
Sorg,
Eternals.
Spider-Man's in December.
Well,
Doctor Strange is next March. Thor is next May.
Oh my God! Doctor Strange is on my birthday.
Yeah. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, motherfucker. The Marvels.
What the fuck is the Marvels?
Yes.
We're gonna find out.
This is I'll tell you exactly what the fucking Marvels are. That's Carol Danvers, that's Monica Rambeau, and that is Kamala fucking
Now Kamala's
Khan.
getting a show.
Yeah,
like
and then she's going to the movies. I saw someone, Nerdist posted this, and someone had the most perfect response I've ever seen.
Yes, I will watch.
They should have called it Captain Marvel 2: The Wrath of Khan. And I lost my mind. I'm like, chef's kiss. Mwah. But
Okay.
Sorg,
Okay.
yeah, so you missed a lot.
I missed a lot while I was.
You missed a lot, Sorg.
When did this
Wakanda
drop?
Forever.
When did this drop?
This morning.
This morning. Your morning or my morning?
Typical.
All the mornings.
Typical Marvel sneak attack info dump. When you least expect it.
And then tomorrow is May the 4th. We are going to have the Jewish space laser
Ziggy
herself.
Star Wars Day.
Ziggy Star Wars Day. Ziggy Heim will be joining us, the new Rise Wrestling Grand Champion. So she is scheduled to be joining us here in studio. I did not message her today because I was flying, but no, we should be good to go there.
The champion must meet all of her obligations. So
yes,
Absolutely.
this is. I think this might be her first media obligation since receiving the title. We're the Today Show the day after WrestleMania.
Yes, I love it.
so
we're,
we need
we're
to,
the after the rose ceremony.
hold on,
The
we need to go pull some of those Today shows after WrestleManias with the champs that they've done for so many years.
All right,
And-
who's gonna be our Regis and what move is?
No,
going
that's
to
a different one. That's a different show. It's a different show, Mike.
I don't. Sorg, I'm not early enough. Early up.
I mean,
up early enough to
but,
watch these things.
Kathy Lee's on it with Hova getting drunk every morning. I know.
Yeah.
So we can
that's
do that
true.
part, but
What a
I mean,
life.
but not me. But if you want to do that part, but
I mean, I'm considering.
flashing images. Okay, sorry, I'm
But
watching
yeah.
it again.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it a few more times.
I need to watch with the sound on
because you
so-
also need to watch it with the sound because
I mean,
that whole early stuff. It's Stan Lee talking about.
oh
Marvel.
God, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
audio on
yeah,
there.
you are.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Carr said, "Just watch that vid. Gonna go cry now." BRB.
Yo, Spider-Man's
Being a
probably gonna. The Spider-Man's getting me back in the theaters. That's for sure.
I would. I
but,
thought they were gonna show us something from Spider-Man real quick.
Can
and
I
I'm
put
like,
my-
Oh,
can I-
boy.
Can I just like? Can I buy?
Sorg.
I
Sorg. By this time next year,
mm-hmm.
roughly, 6 Marvel movies will have come out.
Yo, I want
remember how like we had that big like there was that big desert of like no Marvel movies.
It
and we're
was
like,
kind of
"This
like
is
Arizona.
odd.
Sorg.
This is like the Arizona of
no,
movies. There are
no.
no Marvel.
Arizona's
anywhere.
much more dangerous.
I don't know. 2020 was pretty dangerous.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
2020
Yeah, not
was
going to be a problem anymore. That's
Nope.
the point.
yes. 2020 was the prickly plant of years.
So speaking of movies in theaters, I watched one.
Hold
yesterday.
on. I'm hitting replay on this trailer
Okay.
again. Okay, go ahead.
So I watched a movie in theaters yesterday. Now,
Yes.
see, because up around here we have this one theater that's not fully reopened yet, but you can rent out a theater.
Yeah. This is
It's
And
fairly
this is happening
it's
in a lot of
fairly
places.
inexpensive.
yeah. With
Barely.
a friend of ours was this close to getting a theater for Godzilla and Kong. So
Yeah, I got a theater because my birthday was last month and I didn't really get to celebrate it because I had gotten my second COVID shot and I was in a bad, I wasn't feeling great. So I'm like, all right, past 2 weeks, I'm fully vaxxed, ready for snacks, and I'm like, here's what I'm gonna do. For my birthday, I'm going to rent out a theater to watch Mortal Kombat, and it was great. It was lovely. And now that
everything
we've all
you
seen
wish.
it, we can all talk about
Yes.
Mortal Kombat.
Well, I feel like I think I want to hear Matt's opinions first on
Yes.
this. You watched it on the HBO Max as I did.
I mean, it was definitely the best Mortal Kombat movie that I've ever seen.
Whoa.
I mean, that is a
wow,
slam
already starting
dunk.
off with controversy.
Whoa.
I mean, there's
Okay.
no question. I'll tell you how I know this for certain because I watched the new Mortal Kombat movie and I was like, that was a very that was a pleasant viewing experience. You know what? It's been about a minute since I've watched the first Mortal Kombat movie. I'm gonna roll it back. I'm sure it's on one of these services, and it was. So
It's
I
on
went
HBO
back.
Max.
Yeah, I went back. I rewatched that
I think
thing, and
it's
I was
on
like,
Peacock.
I forget where it is.
I think
It
it's on
might be on
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah.
You might be right.
No, it's on HBO Max.
No, I had to watch it with some ads. It had to have been on Peacock. So
Oh, it
Oh.
was on
yeah,
HBO
you
Max.
would not think that they would be fragmented and scattered across all the streaming services, but they have not been.
so
brought
the
home.
so the
They have
original
not-
Mortal Kombat's an Outworld.
All the Mortal Kombat chickens have not been brought home to roost yet, so they were all still wandering wild. And so I watched the first one. And I was like, okay, that was a bit of a jolt back to a younger time in my life. And I was like, well, what's this other movie? Oh, this Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Well, you know what? I'm on a roll.
Oh.
Let's give this other movie a try. I got about 15 minutes into Annihilation. I was like, nope, it's time to turn back. That is enough.
Mortal Kombat is on HBO Max.
You're right. I think that just changed because they're all.
Okay. Did that change? May
I
1st?
think it changed at the end of them because I know days ago I was.
Because I'm looking, I see Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge.
Oh yeah,
I see Mortal Kombat Legacy.
I'm looking at
Conquest.
dude. I'm looking at Just Watch right now. Yeah, they had the Mortal Kombat Conquest series, which was the one that came out after WCW Nitro, and they have the Legacy series from a few years ago. All the things that Ronnie watched wherever the hell he watched it, and I know the Scorpion movie that was straight to DVD, the animated one, has been on there. That's been on my watch list for a little bit. Not available anywhere is the Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm 1996 Cartoon Express series. That though I think you can watch all of that on YouTube. So
yeah, probably it might be on Tubi.
Tubi should be noted here. Actually, yeah, that's a Fubo. Okay. Yeah. So best Mortal Kombat movie, Matt.
Slam dunk, no doubt.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And I at least attempted to watch them all.
Okay.
So first one's still fun, nostalgic, fun.
Yeah.
No,
But
Matt,
definitely
Matt,
is
I have a
fresh
question.
in its time. But the new one is just like
Matt,
it's just
quick question.
much better. What?
Which movie had the best soundtrack?
I mean, they're all fine. I mean, I can't
What?
I can't give a proper answer to this because I didn't get all the way through Annihilation, so I can't pass
Matt,
judgment on that
Matt,
one yet. What?
Out of the two you watched, start to finish, better soundtrack.
I mean,
You know the answer.
it has to be the first
Don't
one
be-
because the first
I
one
was
gave
gonna
us the song.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Don't
So
be
that's what
ashamed
you
to
have to
say
do.
it. There's nothing wrong with it.
If I had one nit to pick on the new Mortal Kombat movie, I was disappointed that the lead main character turned out to be just a guy when I was sitting there the entire movie waiting for him to become somebody I would know. It never happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he started to transform, and I'm like, he's Scorpion now. Nope, he's not Scorpion now. Scorpion's that other guy. So he's just the guy.
It's kind of like the He-Man movie where you're like, here's He-Man, but then here's these regular Joe Schmo, Courtney Cox, and that dude that are just thrust into the situation here when they're kind of the lead characters and just everything cool is happening around them.
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
Yeah, this is a
You
this is a
needed an
Hollywood
entryway.
filmmaking trope that you feel like you need this
Yeah.
the guy who doesn't know anything kind of
Yeah.
what's happening
We
here.
need somebody to explain
Outworld.
We need to somebody to explain all these concepts to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need basically someone to exposit to.
Yes.
So I mean it's perfectly fine. Like Liu Kang in the first movie, he already knew a lot of stuff that was happening.
Mhm.
So when he talked about it, it came off a little like, oh well, we didn't know this, so he's just saying it to because Johnny Cage and Sonya were kind of the expository dumps in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Sonya this time knows a lot about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
She knows a lot about it.
Mike,
Yeah.
Got her own crazy wall and everything.
thoughts?
I really enjoyed the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed it. One of my favorite bits was when Liu Kang was fighting Kano. And Liu Kang did the leg sweep, knocked Kano down. He did the leg sweep again, knocked Kano down. Kano jumped, and he was like, "Ha-ha!" Liu Kang leg sweeped him again. Because that is everyone's first experience
Mm-hmm.
with the Mortal Kombat game. It is everyone's first experience. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, you all will get leg sweeped. That is a Backstreet Boy ripoff, but I'm stealing it anyway. But the blood and violence was great. Wasn't over the top in my opinion. Do I think you should take your 6-year-old to it? No, probably not. But unless they play the games. If they play the games, they're gonna be okay with the movie. the Cole thing did bother me a little bit, but I'm like, okay, fine. And I thought he might have been a character in a game that I hadn't played because I haven't played a lot
Yes.
of.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of
Me
middle
too,
stuff
yeah.
in there. So I'm like, who is this guy? Is this just a character I don't remember? Like, I don't remember the Nathan Jones Hammer character at all.
Yeah, I didn't remember him either.
At all. He's probably from, like, Dark Alliance or something, right?
Yeah, and I didn't remember the chick with the wings either. I did not know who she was.
I think she's in a couple of the newer ones.
Yeah.
It's like she might be in 10.
I mean, doesn't matter now. She fucking did.
Yeah.
She got sliced by a hat.
Yeah.
But I
By the
only
way,
have one nit to pick.
Mhm.
One nit to pick. When they, and by the way, full spoilers if you haven't seen Mortal Kombat yet.
Weird.
I mean, you know what this show is. We probably should have said it from the jump, but fuck it. When Jax is fighting the big hammer guy, and they transport to the pit, I'm like, oh, here we go. He's gonna hit him with a big robot-y arm uppercut, and he's gonna go flying off the pit, and he's gonna go ah, and he's gonna like fall around the spikes all the way down there, and then Jax is gonna pull out a stogie and say toasty. Sadly, that did not occur. But I'm like, okay, save something for the sequel. I get it. Because we're not technically in the tournament yet. That's another thing that I thought was weird about this is that you do a movie about Mortal Kombat, but there's no tournament.
We just gave up on the rules, even though we've been doing this for at least 10 times. Everybody gets cool tattoos, apparently. That's apparently transferred like the Highlander. And
ironically, did not have the guy from the Highlander in it this time.
I know! I know! Jeez. As soon as Raiden popped up, though more appropriate to the original character, I still was disheartened to not hear Christopher Lambert with his bad laugh.
You know who that was Raiden this time? Hogan from Thor, from the Thor movies.
Oh, cool.
One of the Warriors 3.
Nice.
I saw him. I'm like, I know who
I mean, I didn't have a problem
is.
with. I don't have a fundamental problem with who played Raiden. It's just soft.
Oh
spot
yeah, no, I didn't have a
soft
fundamental
spot
problem
for the Highlander.
The only thing that, and this is another nit. It's another nit to pick. The guy who played Liu Kang was absolutely fine. I wish he didn't have Roman Reigns' hair. I wanted that hair to be puffed up. I wanted
that.
I wanted a feathered mane like only Robin's shoe can do. Like, we got a little bit of it in his shadow. Like, I would not be surprised if they just got Robin's shoe for a day and say, hey, here, stand here. We're going to film your shadow.
Wow.
Are you sure he still got the hair?
He better. That mane was glorious.
Yeah, that was a nice.
That
Nice hair.
mane was glorious. Like, if my hair ever looked like that when I let it grow out, it would never go away. But yeah, I mean, I did like that we got Kung Lao. I liked that there were nods to like Nightwolf and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. But we need to talk about the A-list elephant in the room, gentlemen. Oh wait, sorry. Did you give your thoughts first?
It is my second favorite Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay.
It was some of the acting points were at the same time offensive, yet also it's Mortal Kombat, and I remember like how bad actor everything looked in the original Mortal Kombat, so I felt like it was on like that, like it was just like, but that's why I kept tweeting I didn't say we're not expecting Shakespeare because we did that for Godzilla, or maybe I did it for both and we brought it over on the show.
It reminded me of the Affleck Daredevil movie in like all the best ways.
We're gonna have a discussion there.
But I like that movie. So.
Yeah, I like that movie. I also hold that movie in strangely high regard to other people, apparently. But anyways, no, I liked it. The tournament tattoo, find your inner superpower, thing, weird was like, what? Like
I thought that was a nice way of getting around why people can do the things they do.
Yeah, and then but it's one of those things that took me out of it, you know. And
Okay.
it was just like if just like this guy knows how to fucking make fire because he's like super karate guy, then that's cool for me in this world. Okay. You know?
but I mean, for the people who are just being introduced into the tournament, they can't just suddenly know how to do shit. You know.
Yeah. I mean, not that.
So I kind of like that you had to actually train to figure out what your hidden power is.
Right.
What would Jax's have been if he didn't get his arm frozen off?
Yeah.
But he knows.
Yeah, it's true, and I don't know. It's yeah, it just like kind of conforms to it.
He went from Joss Whedon's Justice League to the Snyder cut with his arms, though.
Yes, he did. Also, it was wilding me out that like Jimmy Olsen from Supergirl was Jax for a minute. I was like, all right.
Oh my God, that's who that was.
Oh, you didn't catch that?
No, totally didn't pick up on it.
There's like there's a picture going around of him sitting with Nathan Jones.
Oh my God, Jimmy Olsen became Steel.
And you saw
Good
that
for him.
Aw.
Good for him. Jimmy Olsen
and
became Steel.
And you saw that was former WWE superstar Nathan Jones as Hammer General whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I recognized them. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, that's the guy that they didn't trust to team with the Undertaker.
Also, I want to. Mortal Kombat got called out on John Oliver last night for stealing his Void.
Well, hey, you know what? They didn't steal the Void. The Void got extra work.
Yes, and it's across the same streaming service. So,
you know what? Maybe it's a perk steal.
Maybe. You know, you got. I mean, you know, when you do you think that
I
Void?
wonder what
that Void has a SAG card? Is that enough hours?
Yes, yeah. I think the Void does.
Okay, Matt, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna jump in because it sounded like there was a void there in the conversation. So.
We're all pondering.
Almost got him.
Wow.
Wow. So close.
Wow.
Spit take.
It wouldn't have been. That wouldn't have been good if I worked. That wouldn't have been good if I ruined my work laptop, Matt.
Oh, geez. Why are you playing on your work laptop?
It's much easier.
Oh, it just got me thinking. Like, what must like I'm sure there are younger people who are watching.
I have no idea.
This Mortal Kombat movie.
Well, I mean,
and they have no idea. Like Mortal Kombat, the first arcade game. And I'm not even bothering to explain what that means to the people who might not be familiar. What it was just such a thing, a time, a place. Like I just don't think. Like there's no. How can there possibly be any attachment to a Mortal Kombat movie 20 some odd years after the fact if you were not there living in the moment when those arcade machines were everywhere and people were playing that thing and people were freaking out because there was, oh my God, pixelated blood all over the place in this thing.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, there's plenty of generation, I'm sure, that have been, introduced to Mortal Kombat between the latest games on the latest generation, which brought that darker, maybe almost Snyder cut look to things, and these breaker fatalities and things like that, which were mimicked. And also, I mean, it is worth noting, like real fatalities we did not get to see. Like those were PG-13 movies in the 90s, right?
Well, there was one. There was one fatality in that first movie. It was when Sonya Blade broke the neck of Kano.
But that was like an MMA move. That wasn't like.
But that was her move in the game.
Okay.
That was her fatality because she would do a handstand, put her legs around your neck and twist.
Right. So
I mean that was game accurate.
Yes,
for the most part.
I'm just thinking about just the cultural significance of what Mortal Kombat was, because I mean once Mortal Kombat arrived, there was no going back, and there were a billion imitators, and escalated, on from there, and now finding a video game with tons of gore is a very simple task, and you can all thank Mortal Kombat for that.
Speaking of gore, Invincible.
Oh, well, Matt hasn't seen it yet.
He is not. Matt, don't. It's a cartoon, but don't watch it with your kids.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely do not watch it
Like,
with your kids.
at all.
I screen most things before I watch it with my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no,
yeah,
this is gonna be one of those never watch it.
Yeah, and you're gonna think you're okay after the first couple episodes, maybe, but like we get to that last one, and it gets like not like uncomfortable.
Matt,
In a good way.
yeah, what I would like you to do. This is homework, so it's weird. I would like you to film your reaction immediately after the first episode.
All right, we'll see.
If you find time, you know,
if I afforded the opportunity to watch this show,
Mhm.
I will make sure I document my reaction to it.
Excellent. Yeah. The rest of it, you know, you can just go through life however you please.
General highline of this. Basically, a kid, teenager, learns that he's got powers. Learns that his dad is basically Superman, right?
Well, he knew his dad was Superman.
Did
He knew his dad was.
Oh, he knew his dad was Superman,
Yeah.
and then he gets his powers, and it's a little bit of a coming of age, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Basically, it starts off kind of like Sky High.
Interesting.
Kind of like the Disney
Oh, no.
movie Sky High.
Yeah. Then it doesn't, and then
Oh yeah, no, then it definitely doesn't.
And then something really bad happens, and you see what happens, and it's a mystery as to why it happened, and everybody is trying to figure out who did it initially. But we know who did it, but we don't know why until the last episode.
Yeah.
So
And all throughout this because the characters don't know.
yes, Invincible.
The characters don't know who. The characters are trying to solve a mystery, while the main character, Invincible, is trying to learn how to be a superhero from his dad and from his superpowered friends.
Yep. And the voices, by the way, the voice cast.
Oh, the
just
voice cast
for
is
fun. Look up the
stellar.
voice cast. Just have fun with that. Just have fun with that. Just J.K. Simmons, Zachary Quinto, Seth Rogen is in this for a couple spots. It is.
He plays a great character.
He plays a.
If you read the comics, he plays a great character.
I really I don't think it's on Hoopla through my library, but I feel like I like
Sorg,
it's one of those-
I'd almost at this point I want you to remain pure until
remain pure.
season 2 and 3 drop.
Yeah.
I know that's gonna be a tough ask, but
I don't know. I haven't really. I'm having trouble getting back into reading comic books. I grabbed these Batman ones and just never really.
From the chat room, Ronnie says, "Bro, that show is fire."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot from I think Ronnie included from several angles. Like a lot of people are saying best superhero show on the air.
Yep,
So,
I'd be hard pressed to disagree.
Yep.
Before we close out, there is one more thing from Mortal Kombat we need to discuss. The big A-list elephant in the room, as I kind of tried to segue to. We need to start right now the campaign for The Miz as Johnny Cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's already begun. The Miz is in on the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Boon, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat, is in on the campaign. He created a likeness of The Miz as Johnny Cage.
Oh my.
Yes. Yeah, he tweeted out, "We need this to happen. we need The Miz in an actual A-list movie. Like, no direct-to-DVD Marine stuff. We need The Miz in Mortal Kombat 2. Like, we the only thing Miz needs to learn how to do is a split.
Oof.
And he only needs to do it once."
You know, they can still stunt double that thing, really. In the
Of
long run.
course, they can do it exactly like they did in the first movie, where you see the guy from the top half up, then you see someone do a split, and then you see guy lower, punch you right in the balls.
So, I'm doing a quick search here.
Mhm.
But the show that I keep mixing Invincible up with is Irredeemable. Written by a person I gave a ride to the airport to one time, Mark Wade. That's a weird sentence I can say. Who's basically worked on everything that we hold dear in comic books from both companies. So I recommend that. It looks like the entire run, which I think is only 30 some issues, if I'm reading this right. 30, no, maybe almost 40 issues. Not bad. But that is available on Hoopla if you, especially if you have a Carnegie library card and a lot of library. If you're check your local library seriously and see if they're on Hoopla, because like the comic book selection on this is the only reason I don't have a DC or a Marvel comic book subscription. It doesn't have everything, but it's got plenty. Catching up on some Batman lately. Tom King Batman,
I posted
very
in
good.
the chat room the image of the Miz as Johnny Cage.
Yes. Sorry, I shut down that laptop already.
It's glorious.
Yes.
It's absolutely glorious. It needs to happen, especially after watching that documentary on the Miz.
Yes.
The Miz literally is Johnny Cage. Like, he literally is Johnny Cage. Like, it's not even an option at this point.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, we should probably close out the show. It's past our bedtimes.
Oh, Sorg, happy Star Wars Day, everybody!
Happy Star Wars Day! It's past
happy
midnight.
Star Wars Day!
Yes.
Red 5 standing by.
Is there an announcement on Twitter yet?
Probably.
Let's check this.
And you know what this means? We get to watch The Bad Batch in 3 hours.
What? What? It comes out today?
On Star Wars Day.
Fuck.
Oh, cool.
And apparently, there's also a Simpsons Star Wars Day short.
Everything's
like
under the same banner. We can do that now. Oh no! I'm not
Like
used to
it's a
Simpsons.
Maggie Simpson Star Wars short.
Huh. Sorry, I was just kind of collectively kind of putting in my head because I remember going to like finding the Simpsons like 4D theater and Quickie Stop, but I thought that was in Disney Springs, but that was actually in Myrtle Beach. Sorry, reconnecting things. Anyways, that means nothing.
Yeah, Maggie Simpson in new Star Wars short called "The Force Awakens from Its Nap."
Oh jeez.
Uh-oh.
Oh jeez. Oh boy. That'll be up at like 3 a.m. probably.
Gotta love corporate synergy.
You know what? Kinda, yeah. When they actually kind of do well with
Hey,
it.
you know what? When they do it
know,
right,
not bad.
I'm gonna be because I'm gonna be up at 3 in the morning. I'm gonna be watching that immediately.
I'm going back to that. I'm going back to that. Disney, buy WWE.
Yes,
Do it.
I second that.
Yes. Can't wait for those crossovers. We already have Marvel wrestlers in AAA. So, Mad Mike 483.
That would make it harder for the Miz to be in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitters.
Oh, please send me all the Star Wars things.
There you go.
today.
There you go. And Mainstream Matt is with JustProWrestlingNews.com. New episode coming in mere minutes.
Very shortly. I'm going to head down to the audio dungeon right now.
That's right.
May the 4th be with you, and a happy belated Bullet Club Day to everybody
That's
out there.
right.
Sweet potato. Woo!
It occurred to me that AEW has both a Bullet Club and a Gun Club, and it feels very violent there.
Well, they do have a
The
match,
Gun Club thing cannot be helped.
No.
and they do have a matchup coming called Blood and Guts. So I think violence is kind
Blood
of
and Guts? See how that happens Wednesday. I'm going to end the show so I can go finish the shows before my jet-lagged ass passes out. So
Okay.
Bye, Sorg.
that's how I'm ending the podcast. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, Ziggy Heim with us on the Wrestling Mayhem Show live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on all your social media channels for Wrestling Mayhem Show. Mayhem out. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.